Well, you may have noticed that something's a little different today. And as a matter of fact, I decided to take a job as a therapist to make a little extra money, because apparently that's a legitimate thing for My Little Pony critics to do. Who knew, right? And sitting across from me, you'll find my very first patient. Yup. Now actually, I'm kind of a fan of this guy. But I'm still a critic first and a fan second, so let's give him the second opinion. Alright, so in your own words, what would you say is the problem here? Well, I've been feeling upstaged by my little sister Applejack lately, especially around our sister Applebloom. It seems like our relationship has dwindled to pretty much nothing. Well, actually, there's a very simple cure for that I like to call the grow-a-pair cure. We grow apples on the farm. No, a pair. You know, man up, speak out, learn to stop pussyfooting around and claim what's yours. Are you really a therapist? Alright, fine. But seriously, you're clearly letting your wants and needs go unfulfilled. It's fine to be content with just working on your farm and to not prefer the role of leader, but if you can't find a way to assert what you do want beyond that, you're going to remain unsatisfied. Well, that's the thing. I thought I found a way to do that, when Applejack had to go to Manhattan before the Sisterhood social.
Turns out my long-lost cousin, Orchard Blossom, was able to make it last minute. Your cousin who what now?
Well, I do declare it's harder today than the business end of a corncob pie.
That's Big Mac in a dress.
So they weren't fooled for a minute? That's just the thing. I was so sure I could pull it off, but in hindsight, it's like I wasn't fooling anyone. Feel like a blamed fool for getting so sure of myself. Really? Because actually your voice sounds a lot like how you'd think such a character would sound. I mean, this is easily Peter New's finest hour. Who's Peter New? Don't worry about it. Alright. But I didn't look the part at all, did I? How should I know? I'm not a pony. Usually. But seriously, it's not uncommon for people who haven't found their voice to be able to express themselves much more confidently through a character who we know is not actually them. It's why you'll find a lot of actors who are actually pretty shy in real life. Huh. Well, how do you know that? Shut up. I mean, well, remember how Fluttershy was able to do what she wanted, essentially by pretending to be you? It still allows you to put your emotions and your desires into it. You're still the one pulling the strings, affecting how each and every moment turns out. And when you step out of it, nobody can hold you accountable. At least, not on a personal level. It actually really makes sense that you'd see this as a way you could step into Applebloom's life and be her hero again. But what about all those silly mistakes I made? Sisterhood.
In your sister's desperation to win, he used brute strength to physically take out the competitors.
Don't worry about it. It's just some Dave Psky humor. You, the viewers, might remember that writer Dave Psky has been a part of this show since the very beginning. And like M.A. Larson, I think he really enjoys coming up with big, out-of-the-box ideas that he would really want to see in action. Except where Larson's ideas just seem sort of moment-based or maybe notion-based, Psky's ideas seem very conflict-based. And granted, they both have had episodes that lacked because there just wasn't enough there, and Psky might have even come up with a couple less good episodes to date, but on the whole, I at least think his stories tend to hold together better, because starting with the conflict lends itself to a plot much more easily. And while the flash and fire from his earlier stuff seems to have gone missing more recently, it looks like he's finding it again here. Not only is this some high-enthusiasm entertainment, it's even more interesting on a character level. You're saying you like this story, I'm telling you? Well, why not? It turned out okay for you and Applebloom, didn't it? Well, I don't know how my friends will treat me after this. What, you mean Rainbow Dash? She's probably just happy she won everything. Truthfully, the whole thing probably would have been more fun if you'd been giving it to each other a little more throughout this thing. But seriously, look at what it did for you and Applebloom. You mean after?
I should have known you'd eventually get busted for being a stallion.
Oh no, we've known all along.
Go on.
You know I'm not mad, right?
Yep.
You wanna tell me what's going on?
Nope.
Okay. See you later, I guess.
Applebloom,
Yeah?
when you were little, you used to look up to me. Things are different now. Applejack's the hero of the Apple family. Always rushing off to save Equestria, and I'm just here on the farm. Never mind. Here I am about to start blabbering on about my feelings. You don't want to hear all this.
Yes, I do.
Come on, don't crawl back into your shell now. It needs to be said.
I guess I just thought if I could fill in for Applejack at the social and get you a blue ribbon, well, I could be some pony you looked up to again. It was foolish, and I'm ashamed. Please, I just want to be alone right now.
Yeah, well, too bad, you big goof. 'Cause I'm not going anywhere. And I know that you're always gonna be here when I need you. Yes, both of us have been holding back when it comes to expressing ourselves, huh?
Yep.
There, see? You had some awkward moments, but you put yourself out there, and in the end, Apple Bloom liked what she found. In fact, it even helped her be the best of herself and reach out to you. Now you two even have your own little inside joke together.
How do you think Cousin Orchard Blossom would describe this sunset?
Why, dear, I do declare this is the most beautiful sunset my eyes have ever looked upon. Though sitting here on these tree roots is a trifle uncomfortable for my hindquarters.
Okay, so my diagnosis is that this is a great start, and the best post-hiatus episode so far, but now you need another Zen in the Art of the Gazebo repair type adventure. And this time, on screen. It's about time you started working your way towards the other things you want out of life, even if they're just little things. You don't need to be a hero, but you do need to find your own way in the world, not get too comfortable just letting things stay the same and keeping it all on the back burner. Although there'll be plenty of time for that down the road, even though you'll probably never see it happen. What I'm worried about is all the people saying I'm trans this and homo that, especially after I already turned myself into an alicorn princess to battle monsters. Is there something about myself I'm not noticing? Not as far as I can tell. Like I said, this isn't even an uncommon story. Take that acclaimed Dustin Hoffman movie Tootsie, for example. The main character there uses drag to create an alter ego, and it actually helps him explore less abrasive ways of dealing with people, and even get the girl in the end, after forming a close and personal friendship. And actually, it's kinda cool that the princesses are your favorite superheroes. One thing that anime in general has gotten some praise for is that cosplaying while disregarding gender either way is not unheard of, because both men and women find some of the protagonists just that awesome. I mean, who's saying this to you anyway? All those bronies. They just seem so sure that they could tell these things about me. And don't worry about them. You'll find that in corners of just about every fandom, bringing mature topics into stories where they weren't the point. Sometimes it helps them develop their perspective on the matter. And hey, this is nothing. You should see how risque it gets in some of those forums. Forums? Yeah, here, I'll show you a simulator.
Nope! Nope! Nope!
Okay, just let me... Okay, so I think it's safe to say I've been fired. Turns out I'm kind of a lousy therapist. Yup. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, well, I guess I'll try a different alter ego next time. And if you'd like to watch another video in this series, click the link on the right. Otherwise, just check the description for more links, and I'll see you next time.